I move to discharge from the Committee on Governmental Operations from any further consideration of Assembly Bill 2747, sponsored by myself, for the purpose of bringing the same to the House for its immediate consideration and request permission to explain.
The motion is in order. Mr. John, on the motion, Mr. John.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My friends and colleagues, I just want to start off by saying that a lot of the voters back home do not understand that even though we have unlimited bill writing down here, that it's very hard to get a bill to the floor for an up or down vote. A lot of bills over the years we know have been bottled up in committee. Let me just give you a few statistics. Every 2 years, every term we have down here, we author about 12,000 bills. That's more than double what they author in the House of Representatives down in Washington. Of those 12,000 bills, we vote on about 10% of those bills. I know that the members on both sides of the aisle don't believe that 90% of the bills that we write up here have no merit or shouldn't be considered. Unlimited bill writing is good, but I believe that every member, Democrat or Republican, majority or minority, in either house should have the opportunity to bring one single piece of what I would call their signature piece of legislation to the floor for a debate, a discussion, and an up or down vote. You can't ask for less than one piece of legislation every 2 years. We've passed a number of bills today. I voted for every single one of the bills. How do we know that those bills are going to go to the Senate, that they're even going to come up for a vote? When 50% of the votes that we take down here either have no Senate co-sponsor, or if they do have a Senate co-sponsor, they're never going to come up for a vote in the Senate. We passed a lot of bills down here: women's equality agenda, medical marijuana, campaign finance reform, pay equity, pay equality, minimum wage laws. There's other bills that people would like to see, not necessarily bills that I voted for. But we've passed these bills, and now we look down the aisle, we look down the corridor to the Senate, and we say, why don't you bring those votes up? I talked to a number of women that were up here for the women's equality agenda. They told me, we know if you bring that bill up in the Senate, that it would get at least 32 votes and pass. Yet, like a lot of other bills, it winds up stagnating. So my suggestion, and I believe this is really the most reform-oriented bill that we'll pass here, if we give the opportunity for every member of the Senate or the Assembly one chance every 2 years to bring a bill to the floor for an up or down vote, we're going to get much better legislation going forward. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.